Easton, we'll ask you as a pitcher.
Yeah.
J.P. Sears is getting start number 30 today.
Wow. Yeah.
Kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah. That's a full season right there.
Now, you think about your young career, and I know everybody strives as starters as you want to be valuable to your team. I don't know how much of you guys – did you guys know that J.P. Sears is going to be hitting that today?
I did not. I haven't been able to keep track of everybody's stats, but it's kind of been a whirlwind since I got here. So, just trying to perform well.
So how's it been like coming to the A's and getting this opportunity?
It's been amazing. I mean, with the Orioles, it was awesome there, but it was definitely, they're making a playoff run, kind of hard to make it up to the big leagues. They've got their guys they are using that are doing well, and so getting the opportunity to come over here and have a good shot to make it to the big leagues this year was awesome.
I always talk about Oakland as the land of opportunity. What was it like? Shintaro Fujinami gets traded. Fuji, our guy Fuji, you love Fuji. But what was it like for you knowing you were coming to Oakland and knowing you really were going to get a shot at a chance to live out your dream, which is to play in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was, a dream come true. Grew up on the West Coast, so being able to come back out here for the first time since college was awesome. And then, just knowing they traded me for Fujinami, and he's an amazing pitcher. So, just knowing that it's going to be a real opportunity is something I couldn't have dreamed of a couple years ago.
Yeah, you grew up in Simi Valley, right?
Yeah, Simi Valley.
And for everybody, that's Ventura County, which is north of Los Angeles.
Yep.
The Reagan Presidential Libraries there is the big deal. Yeah, so and then you're at Pepperdine Wave, right?
Pepperdine Waves, yep. It was Malibu was amazing.
It doesn't suck, by the way.
Cool area, yeah.
You see the ocean from their baseball field. I played at San Jose State. We played that. Oh, you're like, oh, my God, Pepperdine. So you always stayed in the area, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's got to be nice to be back on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's been awesome. My family lived up in Idaho now. They moved up there in 2018, so they actually got to come down and see me debut and stuff. And then,
You recently had a whole row.
Yeah, that was
family, because I looked down and they all had your name on the back. They all had the shirts.
Yeah, my dad does some heat pressing, so he can just print out some shirts, and they all are ready to go.
What was that like when you look up and you see everybody in the stands?
It was amazing. Just having the support and seeing them there was really cool.
Now, everybody has that moment, and it's whether you're driving up into the stadium, it's coming in the clubhouse, it's your first game, or maybe somebody you face where you go, I can't. What was the one moment you'll look back on and you went, wow, I'm in the big leagues? What was that moment?
It was actually in Texas when we went over to the Rangers right after, because the game I got called up, I got told the night before at like 10:30 after our game in Las Vegas, and then early morning flight up here for a day game. And I was still just kind of like, in space. I didn't know what was going on until we got on a flight over to Texas after the game ended. And then in Texas, I was sitting there and, I'd see Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, all these guys. And I was like, oh my goodness, here I am. That was kind of the moment it hit me. While I was here, it was awesome, but I think it was still, I wasn't quite fully processed. And I kind of just sat in the bullpen and was like, okay. And it really hit me that next game.
What do you think is best for you long-term as a pitcher? Where do you see what's best? Or ideally, what would you like to do? Because you come up and you just want to pitch, but in your mind, do I want to start? Do I want to relate? Like, what do you think is best for you long-term?
I'm happy to do whatever I need to. I think kind of with the pitches I have right now, I'm best as more of a relief / longer relief type of guy. I don't think I throw quite hard enough to be a lights out closer. Maybe next year I'm gonna work on that, but and then I don't think I have the stuff versus righties that I'd need to get them out consistently. Sort of that change up or two seam, something that goes the other way. So right now I think I slot in as a good lefty matchup. I can get guys out both sides, but I'm best versus lefties, so that's kind of my my pigeonhole right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's such an interesting role now. Now that we know, and it's unfortunate, we talk about all the time, that starters don't go deep.
Yeah.
Well, someone's got to get to the back of the bullpen, and that guy in the middle that can have the type of arm you have where you can go X amount of days, X amount of innings.
Yeah.
That has become more valuable than ever before. That guy used to not really exist. He was a mop-up guy. now this role you're talking about is essential for teams.
Yeah. No, yeah, with the kind of keeping pitchers healthy throughout the season. They've, guys are throwing harder, and just knowing the optimal pitches in a game that they will have in order to be able to come back 5 days later, and knowing that's around 90 to 100. And yeah, if a guy has a rough time, just can't quite get guys out quick, then you need those 4 to 5 innings at the end of the game to be picked up by somebody. And yeah, that's kind of where I come in.
Take us through coming into the A's clubhouse right now from a standpoint of there's a lot of changes. There's been a lot of changes, a tremendous amount of different players.
Yeah.
You've got young players coming in, establishing themselves. You're coming as a young player.
Yeah.
Just what has it been like? How they welcomed you in? What is it like? Is it chaotic? Is it not? Just give us your point of view of what that clubhouse is like right now for a young player.
Yeah, honestly, it was amazing. Like, all the guys are super cool. Tony Kent and those guys, those are the first people I met, and they were super welcoming and just awesome guys. And I was, I kind of new to the organization, been here for 2 months, so didn't know too many guys at this level, and just having those guys welcome me was awesome. And then, we kind of just go to work every day, and occasionally somebody gets flipped out, but everybody's super friendly. So it's been
Out
awesome.
of Pepperdine, you weren't drafted by Baltimore because you were in the Jonathan VR trade, right?
I was.
Who were you drafted by?
I was drafted by the Marlins.
Okay, so
2019.
Talk us through you. So you got to see the building process inside the Orioles.
Yeah.
Just talk about when you got there and where they are now, where probably you played with some of these guys to where they're a team to be reckoned with in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they had a very distinct strategy where they were, waiting for this year kind of to really make a push, and they were kind of making sure all the guys that were in the minors were good and ready to go, and they almost like held them in AAA and stacked up a, batch of guys. And then last year when Adley got called up, it kind of opened the floodgates, and they've had those guys, Westberg and Ortiz and Gunnar Henderson, and all those guys are just amazing players that, they did a really good job of drafting, and they did a good job of letting them flourish in their system. And then as pitchers, they kind of have a philosophy that they would like you to fit into, but they don't really force you to do it. And if you choose to kind of use what they give you, you can really do a lot for yourself. So,
well, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the fact that you can self-evaluate and you can come in your first interview here on A's Cast, because this is where all the players come for the first time.
Yeah.
You understand strengths and weaknesses. You already understand before you even have an exit meeting, you already know what you need to work on going into next offseason. That is a skill, because not everybody wants to. Some people don't want to know, and they don't like to be told. I mean, you truly, hey, this is what I'm good at. This is what I need to work on. I'm impressed by that. That is a definite skill for a young player.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I got to know what I'm bad at so that I can work on it and fix it, and then know what I'm good at so I can keep strengthening it and getting better.
It's like my golf game. Now, there's certain things where I'm like, I know, I need to get better at that. But, hey, thank you very much for coming on the program. Look forward to having you on a lot, and especially seeing you in Arizona for spring training.
Yeah, thank you very much.